Let's talk about XRP. I think this chart is very interesting and has some opportunity for those that are interested. So this is one I did cover back on the 21st. If you guys do recall, it was on my channel here. You can see that I was giving you the levels of support and resistance, which is exactly where we are at now. So you can see that we have our resistance, we had our support. I'm pretty proud of these levels that I give you guys because they're usually pretty good. We were within 0.00004 of the exact low, which is nice. You're still consolidating. You know that the times that we're looking for are going to be coming in towards the middle of May and the end of May. That is going to be predicated on this here. So we are looking for May 16th and then May 30th, those weeks. So I'm really just looking towards the middle of May to the end of May. That's how I'll summarize that for price movement. You have been consolidating in this structure for quite some time. Now, in terms of volume analysis, which I do think is going to be extremely useful for this asset, I've gone ahead and plugged it into some of these softwares and worked up some time price opportunity and some value areas for it. So I think it's something we should be looking at because the data is pointing to a new target. And I think that new target is going to give you guys quite a bit of, I wouldn't say hope, but I would say that it's going to give you guys some further validation if you are looking for justification for a long or short position. For me, I think XRP is best summed up like so. Just extend over the line. Right, and we've got a very clear level of support and resistance here. You could easily make the argument that this is a descending triangle. I know nobody wants to hear that, but you could make that argument. I don't believe you should pattern trade it that way. I do believe we should be looking for range rotations. Okay, so plugging it in, starting with the, I should say high time frames. I say high time frames because these are essentially chunks of data that, they're over 6 months at a time in most cases. So in this case, you can see 88.8 cents is our time price opportunity that we got to get above, and it's been very well respected. So 88.8 cents, need a closure above that, guys. To the downside, do we have anything that's telling us where support is? Yeah, we have 69 and 66.4 cents. And then we are going to find it one more time at 66 cents. So it's fairly certain that around 66 to 70 cents, give or take, is going to be fairly important. If we come back to our chart here, does that match up with where we're at? It kind of does, because if we were to rotate all the way back down below, that 66 cent level here, well, we'd be putting some pressure back on the support, and we'd have to look at this as maybe forming just lower high after lower high after lower high. Now, do we have any additional patterns at play that we didn't have at play beforehand? We certainly do. I'm not a huge pattern trader, but I do like harmonics, as you guys know. You can see that you have a really overextended Gartley here. Okay, so you have the 618 to the 886 for C, which is, it's doable according to Scott Carney. And you do have actually a little further than 886 for D, which is only acceptable with a 1618 expansion, which you do have. So this is technically an acceptable harmonic. Now, that said, where's the first target on these harmonics? Well, it is always the B leg, and you can see exactly what happens when we extend that over. Why is the B leg of a harmonic always so important? We have to look at this as a range, this M shape here. All the volume and the transactions that were done between market makers where they were exchanging hands of positions was done up here. So this is going to be the level that is defended. It's where the breakdown occurred. So people that are still underwater in these longs potentially will actually be getting out of them here, which means they have to sell. So it does create some artificial selling pressure, but then also does create some selling pressure from people defending short positions in this region. All right, so that is the thought process behind it. So that is a justified pattern. It's already hit the target 1. If it were to roll over here, you can imagine this would not look good. So if it did do something like this, this would not look great. Now, what are the bullish case scenarios? Well, we have some key levels. When we were looking at this, you can see that the target technically, according to this range, is $1.09 because that is our point of control. Again, $1.09 when we look at different sets of data, and again on a different set of data that if we can get above 88.8 cents, we'll see $1.09. So we know that $1.09 is going to be fairly important for this asset. As I scroll through my time-based ranges, Again, I can see that I have a very important area. We're at $1.09. Okay, so we'll take a look at here. Is 109 material? I'm going to actually make this a line across the board and get rid of this. And it certainly, as you can see, we have several value area highs, value area lows, points of control, all intersecting in this area. This is going to be a fairly important region. Let's see what the high time frames say. Again, $1.09. And what does my structure range say before anything? Just going over the descending triangle here from the volume profile only. Again, $1.09. So $1.09 is now the most important level on the chart for XRP. We could sum this range up however we would like. I think I prefer this one right here. 109 has to be regained. It does begin with stair-stepping it up. Like I said, getting back above this region where $1 is, breaking out of this structure does put us in a position to challenge into that area, and then maybe confirm some support, right? So that's what we would be looking for. But $1.09 is now the level for XRP to regain. Do we have anything else that's showing us for target-wise? Going out and about into this, we could start to build this chart if we really wanted to. This is something I don't think you guys will get anywhere, especially as an XRP fan. But you've got your yearly open. We do have a nice quarterly level there, and we know that we've already taken the Q4 low here at 57 cents, which does justify this as support, saying that if we were to come down and lose this level, the Q4 low, we would probably be looking much further down at that point. So again, that would be the resolution to the downside. That's a different scenario than most people want to hear. You do have a nice swing failure pattern at $1.35, dictating the highs right here. And I do believe you have a nice resistance at 118 and another resistance up here at the highs. And coming down to the weeklies, you can see that $1.53 to $1.60. There is quite a bit of resistance up in this region if you do clear this area, which I think it's going to give it a shot. I think $1.09 is going to get tested, and then we will take a look and see what happens from there. So if we were to zoom out or zoom in a little bit on the daily, you can start to see how well respected these levels are. Okay, so this is a real big one here. Up at the highs, because this is an old NPOC that I've actually been talking about on my channel for a while. I'll turn on all three of them, and November's really doesn't matter because it's right there by that monthly. We can get rid of the monthly actually, because I think that this is probably just going to do us a better job. There you go. So the key level for right now is going to be getting back above that 88.8 cents. Just above us, there are some key levels that we need to be aware of. These are high time frame averages that do support the idea that this area is pretty big resistance. So meaning if we get through this area, we will probably fill 109. If we can fill 109, we need to see this holding as support. If we turn on all of our key levels right here, you can see that this big area, this box between 92 cents all the way up to, it looks like the Q2, what's my Q2 here? $1.06. So that 14-cent window between 92 cents and $1.06, we'll just call it getting above $1.09. This area has to get flipped into support. If it can, I do believe you will run another 50% all the way back up here to the highs and potentially challenge into, if you guys recall, the overall range high here on the annual level here. So that would put us all the way back into this region of the chart. And it all starts with the idea that we get above $1.09 and back test some support here. So the opposite could be true if we lose 58 cents. I think early warning signs, again, we're 66 cents to 70 cents. That region is now fairly material and important. If we are to lose that, you guys do know that we could be looking at this as the pre-breakout range here, because that would justify a move back into this region and says 30 cents is on the table. So these are if-then statements, and I think we still have about a month of consolidation before we find out. But do me a favor, guys, if you guys want to buy, sell, or trade XRP, Bybit is the exchange to use. There's no KYC. They don't restrict you guys putting stuff on the exchange or off the exchange. You just need an email, and I'll catch you in the next one.